Good evening, everyone. So, surprise, I thought I would do a Facebook Live on here tonight because I was just in a different group where we do, it's a coaching group that I lead, and I was just sharing about breath work. We were doing a breath work session, but in the beginning, I wanted to share why breath work and how to set your intention. And I said something, the Lord does that word. Does God ever? I'm sure he does. He hijacks my mouth sometimes. I thought that wasn't in my notes, but that was so good. And I wanted to share it with you guys because I'm like, Lord, that was awesome. I'm so sharing this everywhere in groups that I lead. And I know Bren would probably be super on board with talking about this. But I'll just give you a couple things that I shared in that group about why breath work. But the one thing that I did want to share is a way to raise the vibration of the room. A long time ago, if you've ever sat in any of my emotion classes, I talk about your breath being your power play, your power pose. And I do this on my kids. Now, all my kids almost all of them are up and gone. 3 of them are more than grown. But one of the things I like to do is kind of 10 toes down them and stare at them and go, I don't yell at them. I just look them in the eye and start breathing. And it kind of freaks them out, because they don't know what's going to happen. But what actually happens is my energy gets slow, my vibration gets higher because my energy isn't as chaotic, it's more grounded. I'm getting ahead of myself. I have some notes here that I wanted to share about the benefits of breathwork, why I do the breathwork times that we do with the Sephi Lives. I could just sit there and say, I'm just going to broadcast some frequencies to you guys, choose to receive, peace out. But I think it's important to walk you guys through breath work while you're receiving the frequencies. What does Brenda call it? Habit stacking or frequency stacking. And then we do oils. So we've got a trifecta of goodness. But I believe that so many people don't understand the benefits of breathing, and it's free. If you don't have an AO scanner and you don't have essential oils, I got a total great secret that's not so secret. You can breathe. You can literally change your whole cellular makeup by breathing. Here's how. Ready? I got to read my notes. Otherwise, as you can tell, I will get absolutely sidetracked for the day. It reduces your stress and anxiety. Why? Because it activates your parasympathetic nervous system area. It's your rest and digest. It lowers your cortisol. It calms your mind. Can I share a little fun secret with you guys? This is actually, I just shared with you a mental and emotional benefit, but lowering your cortisol. You guys, I have reduced 5% body weight. 5% of my body fat in 6 months. For me, that's huge. I have had a lot of grief weight, and I couldn't get it to budge. But guess what? When I started working on my breath work and my cortisol, reduction, instead of getting it spiked all the time, I was like, no, we're gonna breathe. We're gonna, deal with that feeling where you're and breathing through it. And I've greatly reduced. So just a little side note, if you are somebody that's kind of stuck maybe on some weight, you want to reduce it and it's just not budging, or your body percent fat is higher than you like to see, it could be you're overproducing cortisol. Here's a super easy free way to help it. Just breathe. So there's that. Okay. It can release emotional tension, which we do that every Friday. It improves your focus. It regulates your mood. Why? Because breath work techniques like the box breathing, the nostril breathing, there's some deep somatic breathing that you can do in a safe, I'm going to say safe, assisted environment. I'm not a huge fan of just la-di-da-di, just doing whatever, only because sometimes in those deeper sessions, some negative emotions can come up that you may not be ready for. That's just my little PSA for the day. But when you're breathing on those 2 that I mentioned, dopamine and serotonin get released. Who doesn't want more of that? Talk about your free hits of some good stuff. Okay, here's the good part. Well, that was good. This is really good. Physical benefits. You guys, it boosts your immune system. How does it do that? Whenever your cells are more oxygenated, you breathe in that good air, it gets all cleaned up. You know, like in our breathwork time, we breathe it in, we hold it at the top, we let all the crazy ick build up, and then just breathe it all out. Well, guess what? That's oxygenating your cells. And your cells are better. They're more healthy. When your cells are more healthy, that helps detoxify your body. When your body does its natural detox process, which in a perfect world, in an Eden-esque world, we wouldn't have to use different frequencies to help us detox. We wouldn't have to use the root brand, but we don't live in that world at this point because we're constantly inundated with crazy stuff. But our body is still doing the job of detoxing. We can help it do that regardless of what products and frequencies we send to ourselves. We can breathe. Breathing in, oxygenating your cells helps the body's natural detox process. And here's a spoiler alert, when you do it at night before bed, provided you're getting good sleep, well, you will if you do breathwork practice, so there's that. But you will, all those little organs that detox from like 8 or 9 o'clock at night all the way until 6 or 7 in the morning are greatly benefited because you just spent 15 minutes breathing. Your nervous system, we all know that, right? It improves your lung capacity and your cardiovascular health. So your lungs, it's an exercise. So you're breathing, you're expanding your lungs, they're getting used to that expansion project that you just did. But your heart, that little muscle that keeps us alive, that's also getting some much needed work and rest at the same time, because as you breathe, taking those nice deep clean breaths, you're regulating your nervous system, everything is moving more slowly, your heart doesn't have to work as hard. And here's the other benefit, it helps reduce your blood pressure. So if you or someone you know struggles with high blood pressure, guess what? Deep breathing, so good, so good. Remember my 10 toes down staring at my children? That was by an accident because I was about to lose my Schmidt on them when they were little people running around making all kinds of chaos. So I would have to breathe, otherwise I would go bananas. And I could feel my heart going da-da-da-da-da-da. And then when my son had cancer, that was stressful. My heart would race. And then when I had the daughter with the organs born outside her body at the same time as the cancer stuff, that was fun. Your heart, everything just gets like so wild. So I learned to just breathe through it. And when I would have to talk to a silly doctor, I'd be like, it was just by accident. But what I learned is everything and everybody fared better because I was breathing. Isn't that great? I love the accidents that happen. Okay, here's my favorite part. And this is really my secret reason why I hopped on here. Because when you breathe, when you practice breath work, like the 4 count, right, how we do, and you're doing that on your own, I'm hoping and praying, it increases your energy flow. When our bodies, our breath is stagnant, and it can get that way if you're doing shallow. So here I am, I'm sitting here, I'm at my desk, maybe I'm kind of hunched over, and I'm like, this is attractive, right? And if I'm realizing I'm just kind of in this sort of C-shaped posture, all of a sudden my breath is like, you know, it's like this, you know, like on the roller coasters, or, you know, they go like that. It makes me think that my poor breath is trying to go, like it's trying to get out. And it's more shallow and it's up here. It's a little stagnant and stuck. Where when I put my shoulders back and sit back, it opens up that, what do you call it? It opens up my lungs, right? I'm able to breathe. I'm able to breathe from down here. I can't take a deep, like, try it with me right now. Can you take a deep breath, like hunched over like this? No, you can't. I mean, that's just silly, right? So, energetic flow. Lungs are open. You're breathing. When your breath is not blocked, it's freer. Guess what? So is your energy. Your energetic vibration is higher and it flows easier. There's no stagnation. There's no hiccups in it. When you're able to breathe more clearly or freely, not clearly, breathe clearly, I guess, freely, there's nothing hindering it. There's nothing hindering your energy. When your vibration is high, remember part of this title is why breathing, and then how to raise the vibration of the room with it. Because you just spent some time doing breath work, your vibration is now high. Guess what? That is a magnet, or it's a repellent. So you can have this bright, gigantic light that people are like, oh, the light. Or you can have this, the light. It's their choice. Either way, it's a win-win for you, because either if they go, like this, they're going to want to run away and skedaddle. They're not going to want to be around that high vibe because they're just not ready for it. And that's okay. You keep your vibe high, and eventually they will be like, oh, the light, I want to be drawn to it. And then you're able to share all that goodness with the room that you're in. Some people live with some people that are not delightful. I live with, now, I was going to say, I used to live with 5 people. I now live with 3 people. But even, 3 or 5, it doesn't matter. Sometimes they're not the most delightful little critters in the planet. And we have choices in life to say, I'm going to let their energy, I'm going to match their energy, or they're going to match mine. Guess what? When you breathe and you do your deep breathing, your vibration comes up much quicker than the grumpy pants that you're around. And so you're now choosing with your intention to come up higher, and either A, they can match yours, or they will see themselves out. It's just how it works. That's just how, energy, right? So when I think about helping you guys increase your vibration and your frequency and your flow, I think, well, deep breathing, man, that is the easiest, cheapest, most abundant thing that we can all do is deep breathe. So if you're ever asking yourself, I wonder if I should sit in on any of Jen and Bren's Steffi lives, the answer is always yes. Number one, you're getting frequency sent to yourself, as a gift. Number 2, we spend 15 minutes just doing some deep breathing, and I just read to you half of the blessings and the benefits that I have written down here. There's so many. You can look them up. You can just Google benefits of that. And the other thing is that you will automatically raise your vibration. So whether you choose to receive any frequencies or release any emotions, just by breathing, your nervous system is calm. You've now chosen by default to release serotonin and dopamine. By default, you're in a better mood. And voila, everyone around you will either mirror your good mood, or they'll see themselves out and look for other grumpy people. So much better for you though, right? In any case, I just wanted to share that with you. I was so excited when the Lord hijacked my mouth and was like, hey, when their energy is high, that means, when their mood is high, their energy is high, there's less stagnation. I thought, oh, Lord, that's brilliant. Maybe that's not news to you, but it was really cool to me. So I hope that helped. As I mentioned, we are not doing the Steffi Live tomorrow. I've totally made all these plugs for it, but we are, because we're doing the AFT session on Tuesday evening. So I really hope that you guys make a choice to register for that, to meet me on there. I was going to say, is Brenda going to be there? I'm not sure. I don't want to speak for her. But anyway, one of us will be there walking you through an Realm of Freedom technique. And you guys, seriously, you need to take me up on it, because the world is so silly and wild right now. It's so great to just release anything that is not serving you, right? What a great way to start off your summer. Oh yeah, happy first day of summer too. Have a wonderful evening, you guys, and go breathe.